Hello and welcome to our town hall format. We'd like to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being here, and we just had a few follow-up questions, from a few of the debates that really we just want some clarification on. Questions like the ones were asked during the debate and in a couple of other interviews that we've had, throughout the past, 3.5 years. How are you doing today, Miss Vice President? Oh, we're doing fine. I come from a middle class family, and as you know, we struggled, okay. Well, no, thank you, Miss Vice President. Here's the first question. I hadn't asked one yet. As you know, the economy is really people are struggling because the economy is really bad. The food are expensive, and what people would like to know is what steps exactly would you be taking in order to facilitate and make the products at the supermarket and that are consumed weekly, daily by most Americans to come down in price. Could you give us some specific answers as to what steps your administration would take to have that done? Well, thank you for asking that question. And as you know, first of all, I'd like to say that I come from a middle class family, okay, and the fact that our single mother raised us, okay, as a family. So we had to struggle. It took, sometimes we finally bought our first house, had all of the little things, that people have in the house, sprinkler system. We had a little trampoline. We even had some grass, and people, they take care of their grass. So we had a lawnmower, we had things like that your typical middle class family have, and we had to struggle. I had to get in the back of the school bus, it was during that time to where, there were a lot of culturally, there was a lot of mixed races in our area, mostly African American and specifically in our area. But being that I was lighter skinned, they would teach me and push me in the back of the bus. So yeah, I had to struggle with that for the most part during my early years in school. So it wasn't easy for me. I had to do a lot of adjustment, a lot of thinking, a lot of exploration, a lot of reflection, and as you know. My mother struggled, like everybody else. She had to buy food, and food cost money. Had to buy clothes. We'd like to wear designer type jeans, shirts, and have my hair done at least once a week. My fingers manicured. So I had to sometimes I could only have it done once a month, which it was a struggle for me. And as you know, being from a middle class family, you can understand and relate, and a lot of Americans can understand and relate to that. So yeah, I would make sure that there are buses available for people of all colors. Okay, so if you're an Indian, of Indian, or rather, I'm sorry, African American, a light skin with straight hair. Well, you know what I'm saying. The thing is, if you happen to be a particular race, and I was biracial, as you know, and I was brought up by my mother. My mother raised us, and she had a friend who was our babysitter. She ran a business out of her garage. She used to sell, like little frozen, like frozen lemonade or orange and stuff, and put it, sell it for like a nickel. Sometimes, she'd get box of candy and sell it out of the garage. There was always that mother that would sell these things, out of the garage. So, as you know, we always struggled, but she taught me a lot about businesses and accounting and what it takes to run a business. So I learned a lot as far as business was concerned from her, and that helps me deal with businesses today, because I know where they're coming from. Some of the things that they had to struggle with, some of the pains, some of the needs that they have, like everybody else, middle class America, single mother with, she was like my second mother, okay? Because, we spend most of the time with her. My mother had to teach a lot. She taught at the school, and she made a good $100,000 plus. But who could live on that back in the 1960s and early 70s? It was difficult. So me and my sister, we had to struggle. We had to struggle like everybody else. Occasionally, we would not, get a new pair of shoes that month, okay? Or we wouldn't get a new set of skirt or pants. I was a real big fan of, a singer, who's basically and say they would term her the mother of health, women, reproductive health care rights. She believed in one race, and she believed that the African American race was not worth anything. But she had other good ideas, though. Exterminating babies, it was one of her ideas. She wrote a book about it. Like Hillary Clinton, that was, she was really one of her idols. So I made her one of my idols too, because I honestly was raised by my mother, who worshipped a lot of different gods. So I was kind of used to worshiping different gods, and adding one extra god didn't mean anything in my religion, at least. It's all okay. So yeah, I hope I covered your question. If you have any other questions that I might be able to answer for you and help. Well, I want to thank you for the time. We're almost out of time, Madam Vice President. But I'd like to follow up with one more question. If you went to the grocery store today, okay, and I know if you went to, say, buy a carton of eggs, okay, a carton of eggs has almost quadrupled in price. So what would you do to bring down the price of eggs, say, or milk or something like that? Some of the staple foods that we would use for breakfast. Is there anything specific that you would do? Well, I want to thank you for bringing that question up. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, it is a struggle out there. Families are struggling. Milk costs more. Eggs cost more. Cars cost more. It just that things have gone up in price, and so when things go up in price, they cost more, and it takes more money to pay for them. And some people don't have the money to pay for those items. Other people, for example, in the case of the guests, that we have in Ohio that have been talking about from Haiti, for example, they have cards that are provided that have money in them, and so they can use those cards to pay for those items, because they would be struggling without them. Okay, or somebody who just so happened to get lost across the border came. We welcomed them with open arms, and I just gave them a bus ticket or a plane ride to, say, New York City. We provide them cards. We provide them a place to stay. But they need to eat. They need to have some walk around money and stuff, because they don't have any ability to work. They don't have any visa or permits to work like you and I. So yeah, we'll load up a card with $3,000. As they deplete it, they can go ahead and run into the office and ask for more. They may get sick, so they need to go to the emergency room. All right. Eggs cost more. Bread costs more. Milk costs more. And healthcare costs more. And somebody has to pay for it. So we print out these cards and we give it to them. We got millions and millions of guests right now currently. We're teaching them that, if they were to eventually be allowed to vote, we teach them exactly how it's done, how they would need to fill out a form and apply to vote. Sometimes things get confusing and stuff, and some of them actually fill out the application. We're telling them that they don't have to do that yet. They can wait. We're just giving them the paperwork in advance in case they want to go through the process of applying to getting legally in the country and getting permanent residency, and then eventually apply for citizenship. But we give them all the paperwork, so they have it with them already in advance, and they don't have to worry about it later. But some of them, by mistake, they'll fill out the paperwork And I've seen them. I've seen them. It's through no fault of their own. So this is not being done purposely by any means. This is simply a way to facilitate things for them. And bread costs more, milk costs more. It's inflation. But Bidenomics is working, and I promise to make sure that we focus on Kamalanomics next time. And check out our plan. The plan, my plan is listed right there. On Joe Biden's website, rather, Kamala Harris.com. Blah blah blah. Bread costs more and eggs cost more and stuff like that. So I come from a middle class family, so I can relate, to all those things. You can relate to the things that I can relate to. We relate to them together. We can continue relating, and go on relating, because when you relate together, you're doing more than just facilitating things. You're relating to one another. And it's good to relate and have relations, okay? But you don't want to have relations without protection. So I would say, if you want to have relations, make sure that you have relations with someone that is clean, all right, that doesn't have any diseases or anything, and make sure that you have protection, unless you want to have an abortion, which in that case, in any case, it is your choice, okay? You can wait till the 9th month. You can wait till the very end. In fact, sometimes the baby is born and you want to terminate the pregnancy. So all you have to do is go to Minnesota, and they can terminate pregnancies in Minnesota past the 9 month. We're hoping to expand that across across the United States, through all 50 states. That's one of my. I don't think that's written on the website yet, but now that you bring it over, and that costs more too. A regular abortion costs more. Infanticide costs even more. But anyway, I know that we mitigate some of the costs by selling the baby parts. It's all okay. Tim Walz has a perfect plan how to mitigate the cost of that. So if you need to have your child, say you're on another state, and your child wants to mutilate his or her body, or if it's a binary first child, then whatever, doesn't have a gender, or him, they, us, we, whatever, they can fly over there. They don't need to have the permission of the parents to go to get the operation done in Minnesota. It's part of the law over there, so we can circumvent any law and any parental rights outside of the state of Minnesota. We call it the comrades that live in communist Minnesota. So bread costs more, eggs cost more, milk costs more, abortion costs more. But we cover them. We pay for them. They are covered at no cost in Minnesota. You can, if you happen to be from a non, a citizen that has no papers or a non-citizen, you can request the government to fly you there at no cost. You know, I was light skinned and most of the kids were darker complexion. So they would tease me and push me out to the back of the bus. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can relate to that. A lot of people have to relate to that. So I'm looking to have reparations done for those people that had to suffer through things like that. And so right. Hello? All right, well, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for staying tuned. And Kamala, I really do appreciate the time you provided. We were running out of time. Kind of ran short here. I hope I can catch you next week maybe or throughout the campaign. I know that you don't want to take questions unprepared. I'm glad that you were able to provide us answers, and you've been quite candid about your answers. Thank you again, Madam Vice President, and we'll see you on the campaign trail. From ABC News, this is one of the fake news reporters. Davey Muir, assistant, will be back. Thank you.